Hey everybody, this is Wine Whenever, and today I'm going to talk about your wine glass. Now, some people say it's very important on what glass you drink your wine out of, and others say it doesn't matter to me. Pour it up. I'm going to explain the wine glass to you and let you make your own decision. So let's get started. Typical wine glass. There's 4 parts. You have your base. You have the stem, you have your bowl, and you have your rim. And I'm going to go over each part with you. First off, you have the base, which is also called a foot. What that does is provide stability and support. Okay? Next, we have the stem of the glass. The stem allows you to hold the glass without warming the wine because the heat from your hand, it can change the flavors and the notes in the wine. Heat is going to hit the bottom of the bowl and warm your wine. So you have, this is pretty much a medium size stem, and then you can also get longer stems. Now, for me, I actually like a longer stem. Reason being, I know depending on what I'm drinking, my hand is definitely going to be way away from that bowl. Okay? And then longer stems are easier to swirl your wine. And if you can't swirl in the air, you can always put 2 fingers and make a small circle on the table, and you can swirl your wine that way and smell it. So that's a good way to do it. And then shorter stems, should I say. Sometimes it keeps the glass from tipping. And the only reason it does that is because it lowers the glass's center of gravity. So to me, I don't think that matters much. Yeah, but some people think it does. If you're going to knock over a glass, you're going to knock over a glass. And then there's different, what do I want to say? Some glasses are really light and they're easy to tip. And then you have some that have more weight to them. So you also want to pay attention to that when you buy glasses. Like this wine glass right here is heavy as I don't know what. It's a very heavy glass, very sturdy. It's not as thin as, per se, this one. So some people prefer heavy glasses and other people prefer light glasses. So, when you go to a store, take one out of a box or whatever and feel, make sure it feels good in your hand. And next we have the bowl of the glass. Okay. Now, the bowl of the glass, basically, it's pretty crucial, okay, because it affects how much air gets down into the wine. So a large bowl like this is essential because it allows your wine to breathe, especially your red wines, such as your Cabernet Sauvignon. It allows it to open up and soften the tannins because sometimes tannins can make your red wines bitter. So if you open up some dry red and you say, oh my gosh, this is bitter, aerate the wine. I talked about buying an aerator earlier on in a video. Let the air hit it. It breaks up some of the tannins. It softens them. It maximizes oxidation. It brings oxygen into the glass, and that helps separate the droplets of wine in there. And so it breaks up those harsh tannins once again. Okay. Now a smaller bowl like this It's used for white wines. And the reason it's used for white wines, because white wines are sometimes served really cold, depending on what you're drinking, like your Moscatos and things like that. You want to serve those cold. And so it keeps the cool temperature because the wine is smaller, keeps the wine closer together, keeps it cold, and it minimizes the oxygen that goes into your wine. So you're getting the aromas and the flavors and things like that to stay just the way they are. You don't have the harsh tannins that you need to break up, okay? And then we have the rim of the glass. Now, the rim is also important because the rim of the glass, it guides the way the wine is going to hit your tongue. So a wider rim, such as this one again, okay, it leads to a bolder flow of wine in your mouth. So it directs the wine into different taste zones on your palate. So basically this, when you drink out of a wide rim, see how wide that is? When you drink out of a wide rim, the flow is just going to go all through your mouth, okay? It's not really directed into one certain place. So it's good. And don't forget, it lets oxygen into the glass. So watch what you're drinking if you're drinking out of a thing like this, because there's a lot of white wines that don't need that air. Okay, it doesn't need to break up any flavors or tannins or anything like that. So just be careful. And then your tapered rims, such as this, the smaller rim, okay, again, it brings the wine closer to your tongue, so that basically the tip of your tongue when you're drinking out of something this small, and it brings it to your nose. So you're getting the taste right on your tongue. You're getting the smell right to your nose because you're putting the glass up closer. So, I mean, there's not much difference. If you're going to put it up to your mouth, you're going to put it up to your mouth, but you get what I'm saying, you know. So what I watch for also when I'm getting a glass is the rim. This is what you call a rolled rim. Has a little lip on it. I prefer a smooth rim, such as this. Here's another one with a smooth rim, such as this. Reason being for me, this reminds me of like the paper, not the paper, but the plastic red cups with the rolled rim on top that you drink out of a picnic. So I find myself paying more attention to that rim going into my mouth versus the wine that I'm putting into your mouth. That's just my preference. You can try both and see. And then we also have your wine flute. Now you can drink sparkling wines out of this. You can drink champagne out of this, whatever you prefer. I've seen people drink white wine out of a flute. Again, it's a smaller bowl. Good for white wines, good for sparkling wines. Okay, brings everything right to your nose, the aromas, right on your tongue, things like that. So these glasses are also good for some white wines if you prefer to use a flute. You also have a stemless wine glass. Around the house, if I'm doing some laundry or doing hair or whatever, I probably will do this. It's easier to sit down when you're walking around the house versus sitting the glass down with a stem on it. Just to sit it down and drink out of it. Of course, again, when I drink out of this, I'm drinking my wine quickly. I'm not letting it sit around. I might be watching a movie, might be laying in bed, and I'm probably just, before I go to bed or something at night, I'm going to have me a glass of wine and I'm going to drink it down. I'm usually not sipping out of a stemless wine glass, only because of temperature. Okay? So these are also good to have in a collection. Get you some stemless wine glasses. And they're for a casual drinker. Have the girls over, whatever, and drink out of that. I do like aesthetics of wine glasses. I like, the little swirls, the little different things on wine glasses. Maybe a dinner party, have something a little bit more fancier like this. I do like shapes It just makes my wine drinking experience, I feel better. Like I love this glass. I love the way the rim slides to the side. It's just a very nice glass, but it is big. And then you also have this one. I like the shape and size of this one. So basically, if you're going to get a wine glass, pick a decent set of stemware, okay, for your red and your white wines. You don't have to break the bank per se to get a good wine glass. And as you can see, there's a variety of wine glasses that you can get. You can go to Home Goods, you can go to Walmart, you can go to Amazon, you can go to IKEA, whatever your preference is on your wine glasses. My favorite is Crate & Barrel and Williams-Sonoma. So there you have it. That's your wine glasses. My email address, my phone number will be left on the video. Have a great night. Have a great day. Drink responsibly. And I'll see you soon. Bye.